What is up, you gorgeous sack of haunted meat? It is I, your coach, Melanie Black, and today we've got a lovely question, which is what's the best way for an older man to gain muscle? I love this question. The good news is it's almost exactly the same for an older man as it is for a younger man or an older woman or a younger woman, but or any gender anywhere along the spectrum. You can gain muscle at any age. That's the good news. A lot of the rules are the same for you now as they were 20 or 30 or 40 years ago, whenever it was the last time you worked out. But there are a couple of notable exceptions that you will want to keep in mind if you are an older person embarking on a muscle gain journey. First off, recovery. Recovery, as you don't need me to tell you, takes longer as you get older. So paying attention to your recovery is one of the key components of gaining muscle mass when you get older. So what does recovery include? It includes drinking enough water, eating the right food and enough food, and getting enough sleep. So let's start off with the water. Average person sweats between 1 and 6 liters per day. You want to get at least 3. If that sounds like a lot to you, start off slow and work your way up. Let's talk about nutrition. The main thing is that you're getting enough total calories in and that you are getting enough protein in. In general, you want about a gram of protein per pound of lean body weight, give or take a bit. And you want to make sure that you're getting that protein in so that you have good building blocks for the muscles to recover from. It doesn't matter if you're vegan or on a Mediterranean diet, like all that stuff doesn't matter. If you also need to lose weight, you'll need to do some calorie restriction, but you wouldn't cut down on the protein. Protein would remain the same. As far as how many calories you need, that varies greatly. If you want help with that, you can go ahead and hit me up in the comments or join the Nerd Gym and I can help you out there. I'll more about that at the end of this Q&A here. All right, so we want to make sure that we're getting enough nutrition, that we are getting enough water, and then sleep. So this is often a contentious point. As we get older, we tend to go into what I would consider a more natural sleep cycle, a polyphasic sleep cycle, where you're not necessarily sleeping a solid 8 hours at night, but rather waking up periodically and then maybe taking an afternoon nap or a late morning nap. The goal is to get a total of 8 hours in your 24-hour period. Now, you may have gotten by with far less than that for a long time, but if you are going to begin asking your body to build new tissue, you're gonna need more sleep. So you don't have to get it all in a row, but make sure over the course of 24 hours, you are getting 8 hours of sleep. So if we have that recovery in place, we've got the sleep, we've got the food, we've got the water, now we can start addressing the workout. For the workout, you want to make sure that you are going for, in general, exercises that you are familiar with. If you're familiar with no exercises, start with the basics and work your way up. So what are the basics? We want a push, a pull, a squat, and a hinge. This will get the whole body. So what I mean by a push, anything that you're pushing away from you, such as chest press, push up, or shoulder press. Many older people have shoulder damage and cannot do a proper shoulder press. So you may need to work around a lot more injuries than you would have as your younger self. Just be patient with your body and don't do anything that hurts in the joints. It's okay to push into some muscle discomfort, but you don't want to hurt your joints while you're working out. Now, your joints may be a little bit stiff and a little bit sore. Gradually working into those ranges of motion will not only improve your flexibility, but will improve your joint health as well. So don't necessarily shy away from big multi-joint movements such as push-ups, squats, hip raises, rows. Big multi-joint movements are in general going to be safer because you have multiple muscle groups working at the same time. So a multi-joint movement is anytime you have more than one joint moving at the same time with that movement. So for example, a single tricep extension or a bicep curl is a single joint movement, but a push or a pull is a multi-joint movement. So we want to really seek out those multi-joint movements, just a few of them. You don't need a whole lot. Like I said, one push, one pull, and then two different ones for the legs, something that gets the front of the legs, the quadriceps, something like a squat, and then a hinge for the back of the legs, for the hamstrings and glutes. So if you have all those bases covered, you're going to have a really good complete program. You don't need a huge amount of variety to build muscle. It's better when we're in a space where recovery takes longer and injuries take a longer time to heal. We want to be very conservative with the variety of exercises we choose, and choose exercises that we can complete with our fullest range of motion, and just work at getting better and better and better at those squats. Rather than doing 15 different types of leg exercises, pick one or two very full body, full range of motion type exercises, and really get good at your form on those things. And again, if you need help with form, hey, hit me up. I do online classes, online training, that kind of thing. Again, more about that at the end of answering this question. All right, so we want to make sure that our recovery is good, that we're choosing big whole body movements. And now finally, we're going to get into heft, weight, the amount of effort that we put in. This is really crucial. A lot of times, because we get scared as we get older of getting any kinds of injuries, we end up lifting too light for too long. Light weights are fine when you're getting started. Light activity when you're getting started can really kind of give you a chance to create those mind-body connections, those neurological connections, and really get in touch with your body and how it's moving, and that's wonderful. But once you have established those movement patterns, most people, it takes 6 to 8 weeks of consistent training, 3 or more times per week to get there. Once we've established that and we've reached that threshold, then it's time to start leaning into the discomfort and adding some extra resistance in. If you are dubious about lifting heavier weights, even though heavier weights are wonderful because they're going to build more bone density, and if we're using those big multi-joint movements in a safe way, then you have nothing to fear at all. The other thing that you can do in lieu of getting heavier weights is slowing the reps way down and increasing that time under tension. Slow reps, time under tension reps, those will help you build muscle mass, and you actually have the patience for them now, don't you? Right? So we're going to have patience with our body. We're either going to do heavier weight or slow reps. You want to find a range of training that you cannot do more than 12 reps in. So in other words, if you are able to do 12, 15, 16, 18, 20, 25, however many more reps, you are then going to be working endurance, which is also wonderful for your heart, wonderful for your circulatory system, but you're not really going to gain muscle in that range. You really want something that is difficult enough that you cannot complete more than 12 reps per set. That way, you know that you are in the muscle building range, in the bone density building range. Bone density really happens even at a lower threshold. So if that's one of your primary concerns, you want to lift heavy enough that you cannot lift or perform the repetition more than 10 times consecutively. So that's a whole lot, I know, but you want to have the full package when you're looking at getting strong. And yes, you can do it. I have literally trained people in their 70s and 80s for powerlifting. You can build muscle mass. You can get stronger in your well into your senior years, and it's fabulous. And I would love to help you out with that. If you want to get some online training with me, you can go to www.thenerdgym.com. That will take you to our Patreon page where you can select a membership level at any level to get started. And then we'll do a 15-minute one-on-one Zoom call together. And then we can do live classes, live Zoom classes, as well as you can get nutrition plans and other support and help for your healthy lifestyle. I train adults 18 plus. So if you're listening to this and this sounds like something that you want to do, you want to get stronger and healthier at any age, go ahead and hit me up. And please do like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. Bye.